Oh, okay. Hello. Am I there? Am I there? Yeah, here I am. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the December meeting of the Historic Conservation Commission. I'm Gary Lader, chair of the HCC, and I would like to introduce the commission. To my left is Jeff Long, our historic officer and registered architect. To my far left is Craig Evans, resident of the district. To my right is Todd Chambers, architect with business interests in the district. And to my far right is Mike Simonson, chief building inspector for the city of Bethlehem. Ordinance information is the purpose and intent of the city of Bethlehem to promote, enhance, and preserve historic resources and traditional community character for the education, cultural, economic, and general welfare of the public through the preservation, protection, and regulation of buildings and areas of historic interest or importance within the city which have been determined to be of local, state, or national significance. The way the meeting will unfold is the applicants will be taken in order. After identifying the project address and the presenters, our historic officer will provide a background on the building and any recommendations. At that time, the applicant will present their project and plan. The board will then address the project, allow public comment, and ultimately create a motion to approve as presented, approve with modifications, table the project with clear recommendations, or deny the project with reasons for the denial and changes or improvements which would result in a positive recommendation. For public comment, there is a 3-minute time limit, and comments must be specific to attributes of the building only. Speakers are to announce themselves with their name and address before speaking. The HCC is a recommending board, and the results of our meeting will be presented to City Council, and their vote will be binding. Please do not forget to secure your permit from the permit office on the first floor of City Hall before you begin your project. Above all, I remind everyone to conduct themselves in a civil manner and always use a civil tone. The commission is here to help you with your project. We are a group of volunteers who are dedicated to historic preservation and restoration of older buildings in Bethlehem and beyond. So with that, we'll go to our one and only agenda item for tonight, which is 1315 East 3rd Street. And thank you all for coming. And if you haven't had a chance to sign in yet, please do so.
All right, the building description, period, style, and defining features. This attached 3-story structure is a tan brick masonry commercial and residential building with front-facing pediments, corbelled brick details, large format terracotta elements, continuous bands of cast stone windowsills at both upper floor levels, a flat roof along with a simple upper cornice and metal capped parapets. Large storefronts were modified during the mid-20th century, resulting in the loss of many defining architectural features at the entry level. The front facade includes 1/1 double-hung windows in anodized bronze finish at the upper floor levels, while the second floor level windows are arched and include solid metal panels within the terracotta arches. This building was formerly the F and W Grand stores and dates from circa 1915. It is classical revival in style with Romanesque details and was possibly designed by Bethlehem's renowned architect A.W. Lay. The proposed alterations, the applicant proposes to modify the existing sign band and the storefronts, and then it wasn't mentioned in the agenda, but also including new light fixtures. My guideline citations used for my assessment include the Secretary of Interior Standard number 9. Those are specific to new additions, exterior alterations, or related new construction, such that they will not destroy the historic materials, features, and spatial relationships that characterize the property. New work shall be differentiated from the old, but will be compatible with the historic materials, features, size, scale, and proportion, as well as massing to protect the integrity of the property and its environment. Also, the Bethlehem Ordinance that Mr. Lader read at the beginning of tonight's meeting, and also specifically the Historic Conservation Commission design guidelines for storefronts. My evaluation, the effects on the district, and recommendations. The Certificate of Appropriateness application indicates the intent to modify the existing sign band and storefronts, and as I stated, also new light fixtures. The applicant appeared before the HCC on November the 17th, 2025, with the proposal to rehabilitate the existing sign band and storefronts, and also to paint the existing cast stone windowsills at both upper floor levels. During the resulting discussion, the HCC unanimously approved a recommendation that City Council issue a certificate of appropriateness for facade rehabilitation with the following details. So these are the things that you did submit to City Council, and it actually was subsequently approved by Council, and if not already, the applicant should receive the certificate. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components. The overall form of the existing commercial storefronts should remain or will remain with the exception of the reconfiguration of the freestanding display case at the far left to become a dedicated entrance leading to the upper level residential units. The existing tin ceiling is to be retained and repainted. Second component was that the glass storefronts will be replaced with new butt glazed insulated glass inserted into top and bottom metal tracks that follow the same configuration as the existing storefronts. The appropriate glazing is not reflective, tinted, or colored. The next one was that there is a new wall that defines the dedicated entrance at the far left that mimics the existing storefronts elsewhere, with a tile base at the low knee wall and a smooth substrate wall above with paneled moldings. The next one was the new aluminum full glaze storefront doors with transoms to replace both pairs of existing historical storefront doors and transoms in order to satisfy the ADA or handicap compliance. And finally, that the existing brick piers at the far left and far right of the overall storefront will be clad in fiber cement or composite panels with panel moldings. During the same meeting, the applicant was encouraged to return for subsequent HCC assessments of select items, including but not limited to the need for a scale drawing indicating the critical dimensions of the proposed panel moldings intended for the sign band above the storefronts. Design options for new mosaic flooring to replace the existing historical tiles. Those will be at the 2 entrances, both commercial entrances at the entry level. You had requested product samples, written specifications of intended materials, expressing a preference for maximum 2-inch hexagonal mosaic tiles. You also wanted to see product samples and written specifications of any intended materials for the low knee wall at the replacement storefronts. You requested product samples and written specifications of any intended pendant lighting, and you requested written specifications of the silicate paint that was proposed for the existing cast stone windowsills, including paint samples that were already applied to similar stone masonry surfaces so that you could observe. In response, the applicant is returning to HCC with a revised set of scale drawings, supplemental design sketch for the exterior flooring, and product details for the proposed lighting. Drawing sheet number 2 is a front elevation or facade drawing, excuse me, that proposes equally sized and spaced panels within the sign band above the storefronts, created by applying profiled moldings. Drawing sheet 3 is a cross-section detail of that new storefront and existing sign band that is capped by the existing terracotta cornice. The applicant proposes medium density overlay or MDO board affixed to the exterior surface of the existing sign band with composite board as a smooth paintable finish surface and new composite molding profiles to create the 3 new panels intended for future commercial tenant signage. The applicant also proposes a new lower cornice just above the commercial storefronts that extends across the entire front facade and fabricated from composite crown molding with OG stripped detail. The proposal for the sign band with a new finished surface, panel moldings, and lower cornice is appropriate based on the guideline citations I cited earlier. There's a supplemental sketch depicting a stylized Moravian star rendered in yellow, white, and gray colors within a black frame and a white background as the proposed design of a new mosaic tiles for the exterior flooring at both commercial entrances. The design also includes an offset outer border in black color and an overall background in a white color. The proposed sketch does not appear to be a scale drawing, offers no critical dimensions or indication of sizes and shapes of the various mosaic tiles. Again, you had requested maximum, what was it? 2-inch hexagonal. So just for some clarification, I'll get to that in just a moment. When comparing the sketch with the floor plan on drawing sheet 1, the size, placement, and scale of the star design inset appears slightly different. So probably one is a scale drawing and one is not, so I'm sure they'll be able to clarify. The HCC, it also seems in the sketch to be closer to the entrances versus the scale drawing seems to be closer to the sidewalk. The HCC previously requested product samples and written specifications of all intended materials, with a preference for maximum 2-inch hexagonal mosaic tiles. The samples and specifications were not included in the application. Perhaps they have those for us tonight. So I simply stated that clarifications are warranted before any appropriateness could be determined. Similarly, product samples and written specifications of the intended material for the low knee wall at the replacement storefronts is not included with the application, so clarifications are warranted. At the last meeting, we saw, I think, a photograph of the intended tile, so perhaps they brought a sample and or specifications for the discussion part of the meeting. The drawing sheet number 2 depicts 3 new pendant lights, one centered at each entrance. They are glass Moravian stars. The accompanying product details indicate each fixture measures 18 inches in diameter and is fabricated from bronze metal framework with clear, quote, rippled, unquote, glass points. The metal hang chain is also bronze, and the fixture has a maximum bulb wattage of 60 watts. Should LED be considered as an alternative to the incandescent bulbs, the applicant should be aware that LED lighting is limited to maximum 3000 Kelvin color temperature and satisfaction of relevant design guidelines to use low wattage warm light bulbs within the Historic Conservation District. The proposal for the 3 new pendant lights is appropriate, pending clarification of the, typically we have in the resolution the dimension from the sidewalk to the underside of the fixture, and also confirmation that there are no conduits, raceways, or junction boxes associated with the new 3 fixtures visible. The HCC previously requested written specifications of the silicate paint proposed for the existing cast stone windowsills, including paint samples applied to similar stone masonry surfaces. Written specifications and paint samples were not included with the application, so I could not determine any appropriateness at this time. The certificate of appropriateness application and the accompanying narrative make no mention of graphics intended within the transoms of the new storefront glazing system. However, drawing sheet number 2 depicts street numbers in select transom locations, so discussion is warranted before I could determine appropriateness of those street numbers.
Thanks, Jeff. Chris, would you like to fill us in with the rest of the information?
So I think the cross section, is there weren't any questions on that. We do have some material information and some samples, and the sketch with the Moravian star for the floor is concept, okay. And the scale plan would show the size of that. I'll say the rectangular inset, and that is. I don't have the dimensions on that, but it is that was measured. So I believe it was 2 foot by 5 foot approximately. Okay. But the idea was to emulate that. I don't have a sample of the hexagonal, but it would be a hexagonal 2-inch Carrara, which is readily available. Just slipped my mind that I needed to get that sample. We have samples here that I will pass around with um, the color for the tile that will be at the perimeter of these recesses and around the box. It is a dark green and 4x4 around the perimeter of the floor is actually the same size as what's there now. And then 1x10, 1x8 would be around the rectangular inset, and that is kind of matching what's there. So I'll maybe just you see the F and W. What is there is very
I can remember the little details. I'm like,
tiles. These are cross. And like how we're shiny. This is the dark green, and these are the various sizes.
oh, she said that. I think the one that they said this was the green one that we were gonna do.
Yeah, 4x4.
She's like, oh, just leave it. They got the green one.
And
No.
the thin liner would be around the set.
Okay.
That's a nice green.
Yeah.
Don't pass it.
And a little bit more clarity on the star is that it would probably be fabricated from the dark green tile and be all green. It's just a simpler star. And forgot to bring it. The latest star, but it's a
Oh.
little bit simpler.
I don't know if we give them this and just tell them it's gonna be green. It's up to them.
Well, it'll be very similar to what was submitted, but all in green and a little fewer points.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's essentially the same.
I mean, do you want to see that or?
How bright a white is the white tile?
I think she said it was marble.
Okay, one
Or-
Yeah, with just one color for the star, more simple was the latest.
Hmm.
Is the color going
Okay.
to match the inset?
Yeah, yeah, they would all be the same tile. So it's just a little simpler.
Hmm. Okay.
Concept here. Yeah, definitely will simple.
That's a basic star, but we'll try to make it look like kind of like the Bethlehem star.
Hmm.
I also have a sample of material for the knee wall
Oh, okay. Great.
and specifications. This was a difficult thing to find. So what we found is actually a concrete product, and it comes in a dark, essentially black. It's a 16 by 32 inch panel.
And just to clarify, is the knee wall we're talking about here?
All around each of those.
Oh, so it's
It's all around
at the base of all the storefronts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And those are
Yeah. Pressure wash it all the time.
sample about the right color.
Leave it to them.
That's at the base.
Oh, the windows here.
elevation.
Oh, okay.
And we had
Okay.
shown a ribbed panel at the previous, meeting, but that's running around the base.
So does it get capped with flashing or
no.
something from the storefront? Okay.
This
Yeah.
rather low.
Mhm.
And you're saying black?
Does it have a, does it have a gloss or is it
It's matte,
matte?
yeah.
And this was the tile.
Oh, Yeah. It's matte, but it's very smooth.
Christine,
Yeah, it's a really interesting product.
Yeah.
the tile, the existing tile border. Can you tell us about that? I think you said it was 4x4. Is it terracotta or?
It's a red terracotta currently, and it's spaced out from the vertical wall a little bit, and we were proposing to do the same. Don't know if that shows up in any of the photos.
Do and we don't know when that was installed, or I mean, it's not it's not Moravian tiles or anything.
No, it's quarry tile
Okay.
essentially. It's not Moravian.
It's hard to tell,
Best
but
as
in
I
the
can
Google
tell.
Street View
Yeah,
kind of has that vibe. But yeah, if it's not, it's not. That's great.
yeah. I mean, it's not exactly quarry tile, but it. I don't believe is from
Okay.
Moravian Tile Works.
Is the condition it's in just that it needs to be replaced, or what?
Well, we went through it last month. We're
Okay.
reconfiguring walls, and we
Oh,
have the
okay.
very damaged area,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
would like to have it all.
Okay.
The only reason I'm asking is if it were something that we felt emulated the Moravian tiles, right? Maybe we would want to put something back, but it's quarry
It'd be
tile,
tough.
quarry tile.
It's kind of
Good.
the light fixture. The owners have a slightly different one they'd like to propose.
It's very similar to that one. It's just a different color. It's more of a gold. I'll let you guys.
It is.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
It's that one. Mike is gone. Yes. It is slightly smaller. It's at 15-inch diameter. We'd have to get more specs on it, probably to you, but
I have it here.
oh, you do great.
Same manufacturer.
I think it's a different manufacturer.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is adequate for exterior use?
Let me just see.
And Jeff wanted to know how far above the sidewalk we envision that being hung.
Mine is to scale in the elevation view, and that was an 18-inch. So, and these are 8-foot doors, so we're about 10 inches down from that, maybe. So like
Okay.
seven,
A little more than
7.5, 7.4, something like that.
Okay.
The lights are out from the window, from the doors, so not in the door swing.
And the openings themselves, the insets, they're staying the same. They're not bringing the doors out.
No, everything,
It's pretty deep in there.
Drawing of the.
yeah, so we're keeping it like you had
Yep.
pretty much told us we had to, right? To not kick in additional changes.
What's the update of this?
Oh, I don't think we had one, did we?
Chris,
Oh, well, it wasn't.
what
printed.
is your level of confidence
Oh,
with the
they took
durability
it
of
out
this
them, Yeah.
cement?
It is frost-proof. I have not used it before, so, but
Yeah, it's a neat product. I just was wondering what how the manufacturer's confidence was on durability for getting a snow shovel against it or.
there's the info floating around
Yeah,
here somewhere.
It's here.
I don't know if it has any impact information on it.
It's
but-
just it's a potentially vulnerable spot.
Shovels are all plastic.
And it
now,
would be
aren't
for almost any product that's there. I just wonder.
Correct. Yeah. I can't answer that. Other than I know it's frostproof. So, and if we have a solid attachment to a solid substrate,
Is it
I think we're in pretty good shape.
yeah, is it adhesive to the substrate?
I would probably, yeah,
Yeah.
almost like a tile.
Hmm.
they? Inset.
Hmm. Probably on a cement board.
That's a really good find.
Took a while.
Yeah, those things are not easy to come up with.
Yeah. Let me get the info to Jeff.
Okay.
And you guys don't have a tenant yet, right, for the commercial space?
No.
So you'll come back then once you get, I mean, we're talking not necessarily for the signage board, but the actual sign when you guys figure out who your tenant's going to be.
Yeah, the idea is just to make it look nice, to draw in a tenant.
Prep it
Then
for a sign.
yeah, and then
And then when you get your tenant. then-
we'll come back.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're only planning for a single tenant or is it
Well, that's yeah, that's what we're aiming for. But if not, we can divide it back. You know, it's a pretty easy.
the 3 sections.
Yeah,
Yeah, so if there's two, we've got 2 signs.
yeah.
The numbers in the transom, that's a little bit up to the post office. But the idea is that we'd have 15, probably the idea was 13 for residential and then 15 for the commercial, and it potentially could be in both of them. I think a 4-inch number is required.
Yeah.
And although it shows kind of black here, it would be something that would be visible. And it's deep in there, so probably a lighter color.
At this point, there is no lighting projected for the sign band. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Should I mention the ceiling?
Yeah, and the owners are a little bit concerned about the ceiling. I'll let them speak about that.
Yeah, I had a site visit with the person that's going to install the storefront. And it's already in poor condition, but he feels that once he installs a storefront, if you look, it was made in the same configuration as a storefront now. So once we start pulling things and putting new things in, it's just going to destroy it. He doesn't see any way he's going to be able to save it.
save the ceiling?
We're going to try our best, but my question is, if it does get damaged and come apart, what are our options then?
Yeah.
Because we can't stop like mid construction and then come back, you know. So we got to kind of
Yeah,
plan
so
for the
good
worst here.
Mhm. Have you discussed this with your architect?
5 seconds ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the identifiable features of this is a large cove, and I wonder if we could do a wooden cove.
Yeah.
And then a seamless ceiling, maybe a stucco with a super fine finish. I don't want any aluminum up there. I'm afraid about anything that's panelized will end up with seams. I don't want to see seams and lattice over the seams. So, I was thinking maybe a stucco finish with a cove.
To replace the tin ceiling.
Yeah, if it has to.
Yeah.
I guess we would like an option just in case.
Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah, again, you could even, do like your AZEK crown molding or something. I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to use AZEK because
Right,
it's
yeah,
shelter from rain, right?
It's very
So-
protected.
Yep.
It's
So
a
then
good
wood.
size too. So,
Right.
You could even have a sort of a very shallow coffered effect using AZEK moldings.
like a paneled,
Yeah.
just kind of like doing this.
right there,
or
yeah.
doing it up
Mhm.
here. Yeah.
Similar to what we're doing with-
Yeah. I think they're open to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So let me make sure I understand what we're talking about. So the contractor is just wondering, hey, I might encounter some real difficulties in preserving the ceiling. So we're talking about if we have to replace the whole thing, it will be all stucco? Is that what we're saying?
So, collaboration.
Yep.
Okay.
The idea is that we would do the code.
See how it goes with the
as a very
storefront.
identifiable feature.
Okay.
And then they are open to doing
It isn't.
panel,
They don't care about the inside.
panel moldings. And
The
Yeah.
little color.
I suggested that might be
Okay.
essentially taking this
Hmm.
on the surface.
Yeah.
So it'd be made up of
Hmm.
actually MDO and panel moldings.
Yeah.
Up here.
We're using AZAC on the storefront. We're using
Okay,
the same thing that we do on the sign band. We can
like
just use it.
essentially
Not that
replacing
small.
all of this.
Yeah. Potentially.
Okay.
You know, trying to recall this
Hmm.
in a more of a wood.
Sulfur?
So that's,
Hmm.
so trying to get the
Yeah.
effective, maybe a little bit look like.
You need
what's
this?
there. They have it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the idea is to get close to that
Yeah.
maybe and look. But with,
the same like trim design too, just to match the flooring essentially.
yeah, I mean, we could do something like this and then
Yeah.
a little bit of a gridded ceiling. So I think the owners are open to that,
It would be a little
a bit bigger.
too complicated with trim, but at least we can do the outer area. Match the flooring, because the flooring is gonna have the same green trim.
There's like a molding that sets in from the cove.
Well, if you're able to preserve it, would you at least paint it?
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll paint it black if we can keep it.
Yep.
Not gridding it, but
And where's this area?
that's it.
Okay. Yeah,
One silver, one white.
Oh, they don't even match?
No.
White's much better.
No.
yeah, because I don't know if I like the idea of painting it black. You know, that's what you.
We didn't think we could remove it, which we were just trying to kind of find a middle ground here. So we were just gonna keep it and paint it, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's gonna be possible.
And also some parts are very heavily damaged where they're just missing a whole section of it. So I don't know how we would fill that portion up and make it look,
Hmm.
make it match.
Gosh, I'd rather see us do a site visit and meet with the contractor before we agree to have the whole thing just torn out.
I just don't know how they're gonna piece it back together if they're reconfiguring the windows.
Do they have this one? Can you show them how it?
Because the
They-
because
he's
the new
seen it, yeah.
footprint is that different.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, the footprint is, the configuration of the walls is different, right? Where we're going here, right? At the
at the left.
apartment entrance?
Yeah.
Yeah, the walls are different there. That's one
Okay.
of the parts of the problem.
Oh, I see. This one's on the left. This one's on the right.
Okay. Is there a sample or specifications for the paint you're proposing for the cast stone?
We removed that. It's getting too cold to do that anyways. If we want to do that, we'll come back next summer if we decide to
Okay,
even
good.
move
I'm
along with that. Yeah.
Glad
Trying
to
to,
keep
we
it
already
down.
have our hands full with this.
And
Right, so
I also explained that if you do paint it, it's also going to get dirty. It doesn't take long on that street. And then
Yeah.
you're kind of back where you were before.
Right, yeah. There's this building it drives me nuts. It's at the corner of Broad and New, where it's beautiful building, and they applied some kind of paint coating to just part of the cast stone. And God,
I don't know whether that was applied or if that was where they tried to clean it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
it was applied. It was the same kind of treatment that happened at
Yeah, that's what it
Nativity.
is. Yeah.
where-
Yeah, so that's a similar product, I
Yeah.
think.
The company came to us to do a demo and I was like, why would anybody want to do this?
Well, and recently at Holy Ghost, they did all the sandstone in white.
Oh,
And when it was when it was repointed and cleaned and everything, there was a lot of treatment to those particular architectural details. They're all wiped out now, and it doesn't generally work real well to paint masonry.
Anyway, I'm glad to leave that discussion for now.
Yeah.
off the table for now.
Yeah, good. Okay, so it sounds like really maybe the only thing we better have a game plan for is the ceiling. I hear where I kind of hear where this is going, but I think because you're throwing it at us for the first time, I'd rather see us I'd rather see us lean towards trying to preserve and repair as best as possible. If it becomes an issue, maybe we can set up a meeting with you and the contractor at the site and come up with a game plan there. Maybe.
Would we be able to get it approved on site? Because the only thing is with scheduling, like, they're going to come and do this all at once,
Yeah.
order everything. So it'll throw everything off if we have to come back. And
Yeah.
We also need to figure out how to fix parts of the ceiling that are damaged because we just put like I wouldn't know how to match it, and also the
Yeah.
colors are different too. So it's just
Yeah.
But you can paint them.
oh, I think so.
I think that would be one of those things you'd want to paint. Yeah.
Okay. No, I thought
Yeah.
you said-
But
I think he was
Anyway.
just questioning the black,
Oh, okay.
just because it's dark in there, probably.
No.
Yeah, but they don't regulate paint
mhm.
if it's already painted.
Another thing is the light. It looks like it. was
Yeah,
built
I
around
think
the
that
light.
makes sense. Right.
So
Right. In other words, we're going to agree
Yeah.
on an alternative, but
Option
yeah.
one is to finish as is. And
Mhm.
We'd have to,
what's already there.
that could be
Option
gotten
two would be
around.
use
I'm sure they'll say.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
stucco.
Whatever we decide, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. But that's still coupled with like a site visit.
site visit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Between
Yeah.
At least me, you, Jeff, and Chris, and a representative from there.
hmm Yeah. Did you all follow that? Does that make
Sorry,
sense?
I was distracted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm sorry. We were just kind of discussing. So what we're going to do is when in part of our motion is we'll make a motion to leave it as is, okay? And then if it comes to the point where it needs to be repaired or it can't be repaired, like it's beyond repair, we'll schedule a site visit, but we'll already have a pre-approved method.
That would be wonderful.
If we all go out there and say, yeah, this is shot, they have the method to go to second.
Yeah, that would be wonderful because,
Okay.
you know,
Oh, sure.
everyone sort of knows where we're headed if there's a problem.
Okay, so I think we covered the details on the sign ban. We covered the mosaic flooring. We saw product samples. We talked about the knee wall. We talked about the pendant lighting. You on the mosaic flooring, the only thing I'd like to say is it looked a little oversimplified what you showed us doing it all in green. I'm not saying it got to be so fancy, but maybe you want to consider something in between where it's, like I could see approximating this green on one side, white on the other, and alternating that. I mean,
Yeah, no.
It was hard to kind of make it on through AI to make it.
Oh,
what I
yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
do.
gotcha. The AI machine wasn't cooperating. I
Yeah.
understand.
But essentially, we
Yeah.
want to make it a Bethlehem star, like
Okay.
same shape and configuration,
Yeah.
and in it, or as close as possible, maybe even a Moravian star. But there's going to be cuts in it where you see different, like everything in grat lines as well. But I can't.
Yeah.
AI
Yeah.
put that in.
We're not just gonna cut out a green star. We'll give it some contrast.
So
Yeah.
we could do this with the tile. They have many colors. So this design could be the basis. That product, the tile that I circulated, has many colors.
So Christine, I would, if you want to simplify it, I think you could delete the smaller points
Right,
and turn
Yeah.
it into a little
Eight.
8-point star.
right, which is
Sharp.
essentially what you did.
Mhm.
But we're keeping,
yeah.
but
Like,
keeping
two
the
colors instead of
colors.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with the colors. I'm fine with it all being monochrome and, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, no, essentially what I did is just made it 8-point and just kept it all green. And just
the way that this goes border to border vertically, I think is
oh,
is
yeah.
nice because it fills the space rather than having a lot of space
Yeah, I
around.
think that should definitely be.
But we could use multicolor,
You could
right? Is that what you're saying?
multicolor, all green.
I had two quick suggestions, and if whoever's gonna make the motion, but we should probably email me the picture of the mosaic when they have it final
Yeah.
before we approve it. And we'll also need the specs on this light manufacturer and stuff
Right,
like that, and
right.
lumens and stuff like that. So I need the specifications on this light, manufacturers, lumens, all that other kind of stuff. And then when you guys do decide on a final design for your mosaic,
For that
email
star?
that to us, and
Yep.
then I'll share it with Jeff and Gary, and we'll do an administrative approval.
For the final mosaic, what do you need exactly?
What it's gonna look like.
This.
So-
This.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But the borders and the field, I think,
Yeah, we're gonna
are
get to
clear.
that, but
Yeah,
Just the actual
Just
design.
that.
Mhm.
All right, sounds, any more discussion on this? Any comments from our audience members? Okay.
You're in the hot spot.
Sounds like it's time for a motion. Mike, were you offering to do a motion?
Sounds like you got it written all down there, Gary.
All right.
Got a lot of notes here.
Got a lot of notes. Let's see if I can read them. Okay, I'd like to make a motion for the property at 1315 East Third Street for a certificate of appropriateness with the following details. That we approve the design of the sign ban with the understanding that any signage, including in transom windows, will come back to us for future review. We are looking for we approve the floor tile samples for the mosaic flooring at the front entryway, and we require a final design to be submitted to us by email for review, for administrative review. We approved the base tile, the concrete base tile at the knee wall to the storefronts. On the lighting, we are looking for product specs, the full information, also for administrative review. We understand that the lighting will be placed so that the bottom of it is approximately 7'4" or so above where people come in. We also understand that for now, the painting of the cast stone sills will not be done. And if there's still plans for it, I hope not, we'll see it at a future meeting. See, as far as the ceiling goes, we are offering as an alternative if needed to use a molding as shown in the section detail 3 and to use a stucco finish that will be divided, but we are encouraging the applicant to preserve the ceiling. We will be available to meet with you and the contractor out there when you get to that point in the work to review. Okay, is that anything else that I'm missing?
Could I ask about the stucco? When you say divided, how will you see that?
That seems like it would demand like a sketch.
Because I think if we did something paneled, not stucco, but let's say MDO or cement board with overlay
Okay.
banding might be a better
Probably
solution.
misunderstood.
Is that okay?
That sounds good. Thank you. Okay. Is there any seconds on my motion?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Let's put to a vote. Craig?
Aye.
Aye. Todd?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Okay, great. Motion carries unanimously, and hopefully this gets you over the next hurdle.
Let you go. Yep.
Appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah,
for your
well,
time.
likewise.
As
Yeah,
always,
looks like it's going to come out very nice.
appreciate it.
Make a motion to approve the minutes
So
from the last.
basically the same material we're
Second.
using on the sign
Thank you.
ban, we can just, if we need to, we'll have the material on site. We can just see how
Any old
it gets
business?
tonight. Okay.
The only thing I have to add, I guess this is maybe new business. So I met with Laura Collins last week. And, this came about because I said, hey, I heard the mayor was looking to meet with us about getting new members on board. And, I told her I was of the understanding that there's people out there that might be good candidates. And she said, well, let me know who they are. So I'm putting that out there. I did have the impression we talked about a number of people.
I've got a couple that I can,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can bring up.
Okay, yeah. So maybe we could put together an email and let her know, but it sounds like, once we do that, she would help us reach out to these people.
Okay.
and Get them on board.
Yeah, I would, if you're gonna email, you have Laura's email, right? Everybody has Laura's email. You can email Laura and Kathy Fletcher.
Kathy, okay. Great, sounds good.
They're the point of contacts.
Okay.
That, motion to adjourn?
No, not quite yet. Sorry.
Did
Um,
we vote on the minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By acclamation.
I just want to call attention. January meeting is always a week later. It's not the
Okay.
third Monday, but the fourth Monday because of the holiday. The city just released, recently released all the commission and board meetings. So if you don't have
If you don't
them,
have it, I'll make sure it's emailed out to everyone tomorrow regardless.
because February is similar, and then they've also changed the December for 2026 to a week earlier to avoid Christmas. So just calling those to everyone's attention.
Not that it affects you guys directly, but in case you do have people ask or whatever, the time for submittals is now 2 or 3 weeks before the meeting.
Okay,
Okay, regardless if it's new construction or whatever it may be, the 3 weeks is the time.
Was it before two?
It's 2 for normal for like, I would say routine
Rehab,
projects and
yeah.
4 for new construction. All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
okay. Thank you, everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.